Meme coins have been going crazy over the past couple of weeks. And if there's one thing I can tell you, is that meme coins right now are seen for the most part as a joke, as something people buy for fun with no real intention, no real use cases behind it. But a while back, and I've seen a couple of other big YouTubers talk about this recently now, but a while back, we started seeing some meme coins kind of explore different avenues, which for the long term could give them more potential instead of just hype, but actually building things out. I'm talking about Shiba Inu trying to go for their game, trying to go for their metaverse, all that cool stuff. And I'd say Dogecoin with their DRC chain, getting some more hype, similarly to Bitcoin. But there's one more that, if I were to tell you, is doing a lot. I think many of you guys would be surprised because it's actually pretty big, but it's something that most people have just never seen. But it's there. Let me tell you, it is there. And the coin I am referring to is one that the majority of you guys will know and love, called Floki, with some of the massive stuff these guys and community have been building in the background, like, for example, TokenFi. TokenFi is the ultimate crypto and real-world asset tokenization platform. And to put it into perspective, here's, for example, Altcoin Daily talk about it recently. Anyway, to get into it, the BlackRock CEO envisions step 2 in the transformation journey to be the tokenization of every financial asset. So taking things in the real world into a crypto version by or through the method of tokenization. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, the biggest asset managers in the world, anticipate tokenization as a catalyst for addressing issues like money laundering, heralding improved transparency and efficiency in financial transactions. And just realizing that it's going to be the next big trend, I've already named in some of my videos what my top 5 sectors for the crypto space are going to be: AI coins, gaming coins, meme coins at the start and end of the run, BRC coins, and at the end, real world assets. I've been saying for a while though that right now I'm mostly getting into it. I'm starting to buy and put some money left and right for the longer term, knowing, however, that the sector is still basically in a growth stage. It's still trying to find its bearing in the crypto market. But I think every single article or analysis or research paper you'll find will showcase that this sector is ever growing and putting some seeds, the way I like to say it, into the sector right now before the masses do and before BlackRock and all the others decide to fully focus in on it. I think it's one of the best decisions to make. But as you guys always know, I'm a man of honesty. I'm a man of openness, and I will tell you one thing. If you're going for these real world asset coins, just know you're being very early, and it might still take some time for the masses to realize it. And so you might have to wait slightly longer for what I personally believe to be very great results. We know the area is ever growing, and we know that some coins, some projects, some platforms are building out wonderful products, but it might take a little bit more time to gain the crazy traction which gaming, but most importantly AI, is having right now. Then again, if I'm comparing real world assets to AI, I think real world assets is way bigger, is just not in that full hype train yet. So perhaps from a certain angle you are beating the curve, from another angle you're trying to basically predict the next big trend. And I said this is the most bullish area over a longer time, but on the short term, which is why it is nice to look into things right now, because the masses aren't doing so yet. Anyway, as you can see right here, the tokenization and real-world asset market is projected to be a $16 trillion industry by 2030, and TokenFi aims to solve this problem. TokenFi aims to give users all they need to create successful crypto tokens or tokenize an asset in a simple all-in-one platform without writing a single line of code. An example, for example, they got themselves the TokenFi token launcher. They got themselves a generative AI for NFTs, a built-in launchpad, a built-in smart contract auditor, and a very juicy roadmap. Like I said, many of these platforms in the real-world asset space, tokenized, right? They're trying to change the entire game, and thus these will be longer term projects that aim to really change a lot about the way we see tokens, the way we see crypto. This is not, let me remind you, this is not a small plan. This is not a short-term thing. In my opinion, the entire sector is going to grow in the crypto space by, in my opinion, at least 1,000-fold. And many of the tokens still have not popped off yet. Do the math. So following their white paper, these guys are working on so much. Their token launcher, quick launch bot, the Launchpad Generative AI, AI Smart Contract Auditor, Connect, and Real World Asset Tokenization module, which are basically what the token can be used for. It's kind of funny that they are doing these audits after being properly audited by CertiK. I always like to see that, and having some of the huge partners necessary to keep things running nicely. But going back, there's a couple of really cool features, like for example, this token launcher. All you've got to do is press launch app, and you can see you can basically create anything that you'd want in the click of a couple of buttons, which in my opinion is absolutely massive. If you're trying to find it more in depth, by the way, if you check out their white paper, there's a full-on guide onto how to launch these tokens. So a crypto coin or an NFT or whatever you'd like to launch, there's full in-depth guides on it. And like I said, if you want to audit a contract as well, you could do so. Or if you've launched your token and you want a bot, you can't perfectly see it, but over on the left as well, there's a quick launch bot guide, for example, on Discord or Telegram, if that's something you'd be interested in, perhaps for your community, who knows. But let's pause here and let's quickly talk about something that I think is even more important than anything. How does this relate back to what I said at the start about meme coins and the guys behind this finding new, bigger ambitions, bigger missions, bigger bags? And there's a little detail here in the middle that a lot of you guys might have skipped over. TokenFi is a Floki project and is controlled by the Floki DAO. So for all of you guys thinking memes are up to no good, it's just jokes and giggles, realistically speaking, it's not. These guys have been building properly in the background, and it's just, I think, a matter of time before their marketing leads to the masses. Again, my own humble, honest opinion. It is led by the Floki core team, whose expertise propelled the Floki token into a global phenomenon and one of the world's most popular cryptos with an impressive, massive amount of holders. I think every single one of you watching this video knows about meme coins, probably has heard about Floki. It's just, to me, really surprising that those guys are also behind such a proper and so much further reaching type of project. And I think it will surprise a lot of people that it's not just only jokes and giggles. And as a side note, I will also say they've got an interesting referral program. Some people very much like this because it could be another way to earn some income off of this whole debacle. For every user you refer who completes a transaction on the platform, you'll earn some transaction fees as a commission. Maybe not relevant to a lot of y'all. I did want to quickly mention it though. If this is something you're really passionate about, it might earn you some money as well. Getting back to it though, the TokenFi real world asset tokenization model is it's a lot to take in just a quick little overview here. Because at the end of the day, they're going for such a massive industry. It's not a 1-2 second type of play. And when trying to find all this out, I noticed these guys have basically started this whole debacle after basically being rug pulled, after being kind of screwed over. And so it's a very much community-led initiative from the Floki team side. And the way I kind of feel this, they have also been thinking of launching more things for the actual community. I'll give a good example. For example, over on Binance's news page, the Floki core team announces the final testing stage for the TokenFi Launchpad, which is one part, it's nice, but also the upcoming Valhalla mainnet. I was like, huh? They're actually doing even more? But yeah, apparently the upcoming release of the Floki Valhalla mainnet and its gaming earning mechanism will provide additional opportunities for users to engage with the platform and potentially earn rewards. The development is in line with the project's goal of creating a comprehensive ecosystem that combines decentralized finance, gaming, and NFTs. Because obviously now, through this decentralized finance, through their RWA part and token launchpad, NFTs again, because you can make them through AI, but also launch them on the platform, and gaming by this Valhalla. And you know how this a lot of this came to be, by the way? Because I saw this post by Ran a while back. He all of a sudden wrote Valhalla, and then a little bit afterwards, a lot of these guys started talking about it. Side note, I just saw this is just a few hours ago. I did not prepare for this before. Exclusive crypto trading fund DWF Labs will purchase $10 million of TokenFi's token over 2 years as part of a planned move to develop a suite of products. And I'll say one more thing. I've done a lot of you guys a disjustice, and that's because I have had this video on a shelf. I wanted to get this out when I wanted to do a whole series on real world assets, but for some reason, sometimes the video doesn't come out the day you want it to. But if it did, that would have been pretty nice. Because even now, today, right? Oh my 𝗫𝗍𝗄𝗃. TokenFi is up like 30%. And I wanted to get the video out yesterday, but I couldn't make it on time. And so now I wanted to kind of wait for another dip before I start telling you guys about it. As my last video, I think would have gone up somewhere right here at the beginning of February, maybe like the 4th or 5th, would have been a 3x already. But even right now, I'm just trying to get it out there so I don't have to wait any longer. And just tell you guys, I'm not telling you what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't want to be that guy who tells you, hey, pump tomorrow, pump today. I'm not here for that. We're here for the longer term. We're here trying to look for proper projects. And I don't really make videos along this line where I really dive a little bit deeper into things, but it's because I did it a disjustice a couple weeks ago, and now so I don't miss it again, I want to sit down sometimes. I'm going to do this more often because I've got a couple of AI coins I'm also thinking of telling you guys a little bit deeper as to why I'm holding and what the thought process is. And anyway, I'll let the results speak for itself. Just remember, I just checked back, by the way, it was the 10th of February that the video was scheduled for. I have a longer schedule than you guys might think. And anyway, last but not least, understand that the crypto sector is still so small. You might see a massive pump or dump in Bitcoin's price and everything starts reacting to it. But sometimes think about these things with a slightly longer horizon. Think about where the market might be in about a couple months or a year from now, and realize that even though I could have, if I was a little bit quicker, brought you guys some 3x gains over the past couple of weeks, it's still relatively to where I think a lot of these things are headed, kind of nothing. And just let that sink in. But yeah, these guys are up to a lot of good, my opinion, and do your own due diligence, do your own research, but that's what I personally think about it.